It's also better if you don't wait until you're suffering to take action.
Why research if I'm okay? But you don't know that.
You think maybe if they'd have known a bit more a bit earlier on, would that have changed things for them? Now? Start now?
I don't really know what to say.
So, my name's KZ. I am a record producer, Grammy nominated and BAFTA winning composer and publisher as well of Tribe Music.
I'm Bernadette. I'm the lead clinical nurse specialist for hemoglobinopathies at UCLH.
I'm Darius. I'm a college student. I'm 17. I'm learning professional cookery up in Hitchin, and I work in a restaurant in Hitchin as well.
Mandalia Jala, Equality, Diversity and Inclusion practitioner.
I'm Otis. I am currently a lecturer in dance. I have been a professional dancer for the past 17 years, and I also am a 2013 Finzi Scholar, where I started study in classical voice as a countertenor.
My name is Hazel Atua. I am the Research Participation and Involvement Manager for Genomics England.
My name is Paul Ajala. I've got an MA in Management Studies. I'm currently sitting as a non-executive director of British Judo.
I'm Stephen Roberts, came from the Caribbean 21 years ago, came to NHS, started working at a hospital in Northwest London, and I moved my way up to theatre manager, band 7, father of Darius Roberts, who's here with me.
But when I was 49, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I was very ignorant of prostate cancer, and I was totally, I wasn't very well informed in terms of it being very prevalent in Black and Afro-Caribbean men.
We know there isn't enough research into Black people's health and what that means.
We talk about lost opportunities or people not inviting us to the table. This is the first time we've been invited to the table.
What IBHO BioResource are doing is incredible because they're not only just looking at sickle cell, they're looking at so many other conditions.
Why wouldn't you be part of a project that is looking at Black health outcomes?
It's quite uncomfortable for especially Black men to speak to each other just about their health in general.
I don't think you can put a value on how important it is to kind of build that information up for everybody's benefit, you know, not just my family and my patients across the world.
We need to get out there as a community and promote this, you know, be champion for our own cause.
You'll have this incredible large library that researchers will be able to come into. They'll be able to look at all of these participants.
If people don't volunteer, then no progress will be made. Having sickle cell, people often told me I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that.
Even the job I do, I shouldn't even really be doing, but the treatment I have and the medicine I'm on is letting me at least push my limits, and I'm very grateful for that.
I'm actually a sickle cell patient, like I have HBSS. It's been a struggle.
There are times when I feel, you know, what can I do to take his pain away? Because I don't want him to suffer, he's my child. I would do everything to protect him.
I don't do research, I don't pretend to know the ins and outs of it, but I know there's going to be forms to fill in and, you know, certain criteria that you have to fulfill before you can do it.
If you are, you know, someone who is actively healthy, I think that's also important to, you know, be an ally and also just be an advocate for it. So for me, it was a no-brainer.
And it saved her life. She was 14 and weighed less than 4 stone. You can imagine what that looked like. She was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which at the time was seen as a condition that only affected white European people. As a consequence, it took a year for them to diagnose her.
There's 3 predominant groups of patients that I look after. The first one would be people with sickle cell. Secondly, people living with thalassemia, and then rare inherited anemias. The sickle cell population is largely a Black population, although we do see other ethnicities as well.
It didn't really take too much thought for me to do that, and the blood taking process was fairly easy, very, very good. Thank you.
The process was easy. It's one of those things, if you're going to be engaged in something, then you have to be engaged in it to a degree.
It was really easy. It was a no-brainer to join, and it was an easy process. I have had my blood taken really well, actually. No bruises there. So yeah, no-brainer. It was easy.
I did the questionnaire within 10 minutes on the train.
Start the development process while you're in a somber, clear state of mind where you could, you know, make informed decisions in terms of going out there, putting in the work, and discovering while you have a chance, while you are, you know, pain-free, or not just pain-free, but while you are level-headed, rather than being trying to find things in desperation.
When it comes to health research for a specific group, you know, black males, females, I think it's even more important to step forward for that research, because our outcomes compared to other groups of people are particularly bad.
It's also better if you don't wait until you're suffering to take action.
At the root of it, health is wealth. I think especially with what I do, anyone who's trying to get into musical entertainment, it takes a toll on your body and your mental. And if you aren't aware of the, you know, the various health factors that you might have, you don't want it to spring up on you one day whilst you're in a flow, or, you know, you're living your best life, or say if you've got to a level of success, and it kind of veers you off track. And I feel because that's happened to a lot of people, either that I know or that I've heard of within our community, I think it's really important to just be educated on this stuff before you even decide what vocation you want to do.
If there are any black men who's out there and not doing it, they're not helping the next generation of black people. So we need to get up on board and, you know, think about the situation, because as I said, I only found out that I was sickle trait at 35. I probably shouldn't have married a woman I married if I knew I was, but there she is. She came into my life and we got involved, and we're here on married for 21, almost 22 years. And I'm happy where I'm at. I wouldn't swap her up for anything else, anyone else. And for me, I think if we look at what we do as a community, we need to think about how we could improve our situation overall. And I think education is the key. So research, teaching, development.
It's not about the fact that you have to have these conditions to sign up. You don't have to have these conditions to sign up. It's for anyone within the black communities to sign up.